What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Money and welcome to an early test server info video right here, where I can introduce to you guys two brand new weapons that come tomorrow in the test server gameplay video on this channel also, where you will see these weapons in action. In this video right here, you're gonna watch some awesome gameplay I had on my own Android account. First, a free-for-all battle, and secondly, the skirmish that is currently going on. And while you're watching this, I'm gonna show and explain to you the brand new weapons you will see on my channel tomorrow in the gameplay video on the test server, okay? So, yeah, and in case you have a lot of friends of watching War Robots and playing War Robots, make sure to share this video with your friends so they are also up to date, and, you know, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, because we're getting close to 100k subs, and that will bring a big giveaway for you guys out there too. Now, the brand new weapons, what are they going to do and what are their names, what they are looking like, okay? So the first one is a light weapon called Shredder. It really lives up to its name because it has 550 damage per pellet or per projectile, and it has 500 meters range, so from this perspective relatively similar to Gust, Storm, and Thunder, right? But it fires 25 bullets per second, so you know, unlike the Storm and Gust and whatnot, they shoot a spread of projectiles at once. This thing here does pretty much like this. It fires a huge amount of projectiles in a second, okay? And it has 60 shots in the clip. So with 25 bullets per second, that means you fire slightly more than 2 seconds, and then you have emptied your full clip. That's like, and that's it, okay? And then you have fired 60 shots. Now, that's not all that weapon can do. Obviously, this is shredding the enemy if you get close enough to get hit by all those things, because you have 500 meters range, but the further away you get from your target, the less accurate the weapon gets, so you will miss more of your shots. But the most important effect that this weapon has, it can root your enemy. So that's a brand new thing coming into War Robots tomorrow in the test server gameplay. Pretty much what it means is you immobilize your enemy. It will become stationary and can no longer move. I think a dash bot will probably not be able to dash, a jump bot will probably not be able to jump, and so it kind of also, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they will also deactivate their movement abilities at the same time. So basically you fire a huge amount of projectiles to your enemy within 2 seconds, and every single projectile that hits the enemy has a 2% chance to root the enemy target for 7 seconds, okay? So that's the first light weapon Shredder. 7 seconds root time, 2% chance per projectile. That means if you get very close to your enemy, you fire 60 projectiles and you hit all of them because you're very close, you have 60 times 2% of chance to root the target for 7 seconds. So statistically, if you're very close, you should root him every single time, okay? But that's just statistically, it could still fail, but you know what I'm getting at, right? So that's a really, really brand new ability coming into War Robots, very interesting in my opinion, and I can't wait to jump into the test server with you guys together tomorrow and see this weapon in action and see how often and how crazy the thing is. Because, you know, one of the problems that a Spectre or the, you know, the Haichis and Kamihos, especially the Kamiho, a big problem that they cause is their ridiculous amounts of mobility and dashing around. If this could root them and make them stationary, they become easier targets for your friends, right? And keep one thing in mind, you don't have to run four times this weapon. You can have this weapon once on your bot and then maybe 3 missile launchers or 3 other things, right, that is hard to hit with, and then you root the target with 1 weapon and you destroy it with the other 3 weapons or whatever, right? So that's one of the ways you could handle this, and I really like the idea. That's the light weapon called Shredder. Now, you see the picture, by the way, also on the screen. I'm making sure to put it in so you know how it looks like. It has a pretty neat design, if you ask me. It looks like like an assault rifle from a sci-fi first-person shooter, if you ask me. Pretty cool. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, the Shredder is an energy weapon, okay? So it bypasses energy shields, and also very important to know is physical shields will block the root effect, right? So unless you maybe shoot next to the physical shield, you will probably not deal damage to him unless the physical shield is destroyed, and you will not root the target either, okay? So a physical shield is basically being protected from this weapon, or a bot with it, but the energy shields should be bypassed because it is an energy weapon, alright? So, yeah, And the medium weapon come in looks like this. It's called Pulsar, ladies and gentlemen. It reminds me of an artillery cruiser in Dreadnought. And yo, this weapon is really crazy because it also can root the target only for 3.5 seconds though. But it has a 13% chance per projectile to do this. However, it doesn't fire as many projectiles as the Shredder does. What this here does is pretty much, it's an energy autocannon for medium range, okay? So it does 1,100 damage per shot at 600 meters range. I guess it will be very accurate because it's an energy weapon, so not that much spread like the Shredder will have, although it's also an energy weapon. But it will fire 1 to 2 projectiles per second. The difference here is it starts same as the Punisher and the Molots. It starts with 1 bullet per second, and then it goes up to 2 bullets per second when you have the the firing rate increased because you continuously fire. So and it only has 8 shots in the magazine. That means you start off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it's empty, okay? And every single shot does 1,100 damage at level 8. That's, I guess, pretty okay. It's probably not very overpowered because it has 600 meters range. So it's a kind of a sniping weapon also, or medium range. At short range, it will probably be very weak, I would assume. But we're gonna see this tomorrow. But you will deal like 9,000 damage with your drum. It only has a 3-second reload, and like I said, every shot has a 13% chance to do 3.5 seconds of root to your enemy. Now, altogether, I really find this very interesting, and like I said, this is going to be a big thing tomorrow, jumping into the test server. The root effect, each round here, I just say it on top of it, each round has a chance to immobilize the enemy and get him rooted, okay? So, the more rounds you hit to the enemy, the higher the chance, because they stack up, right? And a pro tip, physical shields block the root effect. And then also tomorrow we have some minor weapon bug fixes that are being, tried to be fixed. For example, this could help with the Taran plasma bug or something like this, and some other weapons too, Magnums, Redeemer, Tarans. Let's see. They're working on this right now, and they're saying that the weapon bug fixes they're working on could improve that. So let's see tomorrow if the plasma bug will also be a thing that it happens less often. Alright, so that's all the stuff that you can see in tomorrow's test server video, guys. So once again, please hit that subscribe button, get notified for the upcoming videos with the notification bell. And other than that, I'm just gonna jump right into the rest of the gameplay here with you guys on this, account of mine that you're seeing in action right here. And welcome to the last 4 minutes of this video, guys. The currently ongoing skirmish battle. If you log into the battle, you can select that and play, for example, an Ion Spectre. You can see him walking towards us right now. Or you can play the RDB Raven that we're running right now. For those who don't know, RDB refers to setups with pins and Tulumbas. Or either one of those. You can have an RDB Griffin or Raven, you can have an RDB Rhino, you could, in my opinion, even have an RDB Spectre, which is just 4 Tulumbas on it, right? So that's, for those who are wondering about RDB, I see this so often in the comments, this question. You can also play a Falcon robot with Orkin and Exodus. And you can play the Butch with Flux and a Fury with the good old Zeus. Now, in this batch here, we have a Beacon Rush match, so I just jumped here with a Raven very quickly to this outside located beacon and took it, and since it's Beacon Rush, I can just stop the enemy from capturing this beacon. Here's the Falcon. We now activate all the weapons and absolutely destroy both, Ravens simultaneously. Boom! Exactly at the same time, both of them destroyed, because I switched the target back and forth and made sure that when I get one of them, they're both getting killed. And yeah, we're still not done. We have a lot of health still left. We're killing it right here. And the Falcon, for those who don't know this robot, you will see if you play the skirmish. It works so that you can, if you run like this with not the weapons active, you have a 66% damage resistance. And if you activate the weapons, which I have right now, then you have take the full damage. I thought I was gonna take the Spectre out there to my right, but somehow he survived it, so he was able to shoot me again. But yeah, so if you activate all weapons, you take the full damage, 100%. If you run with only the middle weapon active, then you only take 1/3 of the damage coming into you. So this guy, you see this picture right here? This picture signifies that he's right now in weapon mode. So his resistance is broken. The shield is broken. Now you can deal full damage to him in this time. So whenever you see a Falcon jumping with this symbol, just go for him directly because he will take 3 times more damage than he would if he has his weapon mode inactive, right? And he's also dealing more damage at that time, so he's a bigger threat to you and your team. So yeah, definitely the prime target for this moment. Yeah, now running once again here the Ion Spectre, something that I think it's an okay setup. It's not nearly as overpowered as, for example, an Orkan Spectre is, or a Shock Train Spectre. These two setups are extremely dominant in the game right now. But the Ion Spectre, for example, I think it's a strong thing, but it's not breaking the game balancing in any way. You can counter it, and you can try to avoid it. You can try to trigger its shooting and then walk behind cover. So he fired for 5 seconds, he won't be shooting and stuff. So yeah, overall, I guess a decent balanced setup. And fun to play, by the way. Right now, I think on the skirmish, the things aren't, you know, level 12 mark too. So if you have this maxed out, it will deal a lot more damage. But also the enemy robots aren't maxed out as well here in the skirmish. So I wanted to take out the RDB Raven over there, and even if it took me a few hit points of my own bot to take him out, it was important because he can splash around the corner with the rocket splash, right? Very dangerous to a little Spectre that has very little HP. Taking him out right there, now jumping up and zip, going into Milord right now, who has been attacking me since the beginning somehow. I think even his first Spectre came running at me and got killed then by me and others. And now I have now only 3 of my irons left. It's not going to be enough to kill a lot of things anymore, but as long as we are alive, we can at least try to shoot back at these dudes. And I know I'm now going to kind of kill myself, because I do not want to continue with a bot that has only 3 out of 4 possible weapons active. Zip! I really think that the Zeus Fury is doing more damage than the Ion Spectre does. Which is interesting, because normally 4 Orkans are stronger than 3 Exodus. I think, right? I think that's usually the case. And in terms of the Ion and the Zeus, it kind of is different, I think, huh? Yeah, I don't know. The match is pretty much over. Now we're here. I once again see. Do you see? I was firing at this Butch, but then I saw the Falcon in its damage mode coming up, and I decided to switch target and hit him instead because he's gonna take full damage because he's the primary target at this point. Just to give you a little idea about certain target priorities. So that's it. That was the video. Hopefully you guys stay tuned for tomorrow's gameplay video about all those things that we have just spoken about in this video. And I'm just going to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment down below. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe, as brutal as a man can, for more. Thanks for bearing with me. You guys are awesome as always. Money Gaming signing off. Bye-bye.